All right, guys, it's about I don't know, 1:30 in the morning, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it's 1:20 on a Wednesday morning, and I'm gonna change the oil in this truck here. It's got a, see if you can see that, 199,988 miles. This is the 200,000 mile oil change, and I change the oil on this truck every 10,000 miles. That's a little over what the book says, and I'm not recommended that that you do that, but that's just what I do. I've been doing that for quite some time. I use Rotella T6 oil. Now I picked this up at Walmart. I usually get it in the three 1 gallon jugs, but they didn't have it. So I had to get this 2.5 gallon jug, and then went to O'Reilly's and get this because all Walmart had was this. And I use a genuine Mopar oil filter. MO285 is the part number for that. They keep those in stock at Walmart. And that is a, as far as I know, I think that fits all the Cummins rail, which is from 03 and up 5.9s. And I think that filter also fits the 6.7s on up to whatever year. I'm not sure, but anyway, so we're going to get this started. All right, guys, that's the oil filter right there. You see that top of that bolt head where my finger's at? The oil filter's right under it. I don't have an oil filter wrench. I did have, but I don't know what happened to it. So I got a big pair of channel locks, and I'm going to try to get it off with that. I always take the oil filter off first and replace it first before I drain the oil out. I don't know why. That's just how I usually do things. You obviously don't have to. You can drain the oil out and then change the oil filter last, and I think that's how most people do it. I guess I do it backwards, but it doesn't matter either way. Alright, make sure the old gasket come off on the filter and didn't stick to the housing. And then we will screw the new filter in place of the old filter. Alright guys, I'm up under the truck here. That is the old oil filter on the oil drain pan there. And that is the bottom of the oil pan. And this just takes a 3/8 ratchet will fit in that plug right there. I'm trying to figure out how to get the camera over here where you guys can see a little better. Let's see. Alright, we simply take the plug out now. Sometimes this plug is pretty tight, so I brought a short piece of pipe with me to put on the end of my ratchet. This ratchet's kind of short, and it makes it a lot easier to break it loose without having to push so hard and then it come loose and then you bust your knuckles against something. There it is. That's about it. Alright guys, we're also going to be changing the fuel filter while I'm at it. And I picked this up at O'Reilly's also. It is Wix 33585XE. And that is what it looks like. You can order some filters off the internet. I did it one time. Put a bag in the filters and saved some money. I ordered like a dozen of them. Back when I used to have a shop, and I had a customer that had a lot of these trucks with the Cummins motor in it, and he wanted his fuel filters changed like every, I think we did it every other oil change, and we changed his oil at 6,000, so I think every 12,000 we changed a fuel filter. I honestly don't think that I've changed a fuel filter in this truck since I had a shop, and that's probably been about 5 years ago, if I had to guess. I just never think about it. So it's probably got, I don't know, 50,000 miles or something on this fuel filter, maybe 60. I'm not even sure. I know that sounds really bad, but that's the truth. I don't know. So I thought about it and I picked up one and we're going to change it. So it is located right down in there behind that elbow right there, that intake. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to try to get the camera positioned up there where you can. Alright guys, there's a lever on the side of this thing right here. Yellow lever. That is to drain the fuel out. You can just open that. It's got a little hose that drains down. And I've got the drain pan up under it, so it's draining in the drain pan, and it gets all over the top of the differential and everything else down there, but it's draining in the drain pan. Second thing, or the next thing you do is, that wire there is for the EGT probe for the programmer. It's all in the way. But you got to take this top off right here. And I'll have to go get a socket, I don't remember what size it is, to pull this off. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, that nut on top of that is a 1 1/8 inch, and all I have is a 1 1/8 inch socket and 1/2 inch drive. You can see that right there. But I have an adapter that goes from a 3/8 ratchet to a 1/2 inch socket, and I'm going to use a 3/8 ratchet because you can actually fit it in there. It's a pretty tight spot right there. And this is a 3/8 snap-on. They're stubby ratchet. You could use one of those 1/2 inch 3/8 ratchets. It's got both, you know, one side you flip it over for the other thing, or whatever on this. Or if you happen to have a socket that was 1 1/8 inch and 3/8 drive, it's broke loose now. Unscrew it with your hand. Alright guys, this is what we're left with here. This filter just snaps into this plastic top, and that is the nut you seen I had the socket on there. And you got an O-ring around the top of here. See if I can clamp this on here somewhere so you can see. So you just pull the filter cartridge out of the lid there, and the O-ring, pinch it with your fingers right there so you can get another finger under it. Pull it off the lid. It comes with a new O-ring and a new filter, and you can see how nasty that filter looks right there. It's well overdue to be changed. The truck's still running fine, but it should have been changed a long time ago. Alright, this is new filter. It snaps back down in the lid. Well, like that. And this piece here goes in the inside of the filter. This is your O-ring. Stretch it around there like that. And wouldn't hurt to put a little oil, just to, you know, put your finger in some oil, rub it around the O-ring or something, so that you don't cut the O-ring when you screw it back down. It's ready to go back in. Alright, we're going back in with the new filter. Then you close the little lever there, water drain lever, fuel drain lever. Here's a little better picture of the socket there, an adapter. But that's all it is to it, and we're going to put some oil in it now. Alright, let's see if we can pour this in here without pouring it everywhere. I'm not a really big fan of these 2.5 gallon jugs because they're hard to pour, hard to hold. We'll go ahead and pour about half of this gallon in here because it's supposed to hold 3 gallons. And then we'll check it after we start it and cut it off. I'm gonna start it up, and you noticed I didn't put any fuel in that fuel canister. I'm gonna turn the key on and off a couple times and let it pump a little up there, and we're gonna start it up, and then we're gonna look and make sure we don't have any leaks, that there's no fuel leaking out around the O-ring or anywhere around that housing down there. See any leaks. Alright, I'm just going to check the oil level now that I've run it. Fill the oil filter up. Needs a little bit more in it. Alright guys, I just added about another quart to it and got the oil level up to where it needs to be on the dipstick, and that wraps this video up, and that's how you change the oil filter, the oil and the fuel filter on a 5.9 Cummins diesel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.